Well, another more or less pointless video. I wonder exactly what you want to get out of these kinds of videos, Thunderfoot. Are you trying to reconcile the two communities or the two worldviews? It doesn't look as though you are, i.e. the Western and the Islamic, broadly speaking. That kind of thing isn't likely to go anywhere for that. Are you attempting to point out the silliness of people's beliefs? Well, I would posit that maybe you don't have their beliefs correct when you do your little metronome experiment. That such a thing simply wouldn't occur to most people who are religious. And I say this as someone who is thoroughly irreligious. Because that's not what they mean about Allah or God or prayer or feeling wonderful about the universe or feeling a great sense of spiritual pleasure. It's not about tapping a metronome. There's a little bit more to it than that. Also, I might make another point here. I suppose, Thunderfoot, that you have seen racist stereotypical caricatures of black people. Now, to those who are, I'm going to sort of describe it. It might sound offensive, so if you don't want to hear this, block your ears to it. But usually, it's got the great big huge lips, the flared nostrils, the low forehead, the animalistic kind of look on the face where he just wants to go out and rape as many white women as is humanly possible. Probably got a crack pipe stuck behind his ear. Most of his clothes were stolen. He's probably committed multiple rapes in his life, been in and out of jail. That kind of horrible thing. Now, what's the objection that we have to that stereotype of the black male? Well, there's the usual one that, okay, that hurts people when you put that out there, and that it's offensive, and that it violates our sense of decency as a society. But there's one other part of that which for some reason, no one ever seems to notice. It's a factually incorrect depiction of the average African American. He doesn't look anything like that. He doesn't act anything like that. It's actually wrong. The racist stereotype of the African American, quite apart from all the emotional issues, is wrong. It doesn't. If you delve into the facts of the matter, they're not getting it right. Now, your view of the guy holding up the Quran in one hand and the Bowie knife in the other, I guess it was a Bowie knife, I don't know what such things are called. Okay, that's a real picture. I won't deny that. Probably some lunatic out there decided that he was going to demonstrate that way, and that's that. And I won't dispute the accuracy of any of the other photographs that you've got in there of people getting ready to behead people or whatever. I'm sure they're all real. Okay. Now, as I said, I've traveled extensively in the Islamic world, and what my own eyes have told me is that while such things may happen, they're so rare that even if you go looking for that kind of thing, you're not likely to find it. In fact, it's almost impossible to find that sort of thing in the Islamic world if you actually seek it out. I want to see a Muslim fanatic. Good luck. Try and find a Muslim fanatic in the back streets of Kairouan, which is one of the 7 holiest cities in Islam, in Tunisia. I've been there. The worst you'll find is people trying to sell you maybe a little trinket, a souvenir from the mosque. I actually walked right into the main mosque in Kairouan with me and my 70-year-old father, which is an ultimate blasphemy because it was during the time of prayer. All that I got was, I'm sorry, sir, maybe you didn't see the sign, but this is not the time for tourists to come, so we just please, we were speaking in French, my father couldn't speak French. And we were just sort of politely asked to, come back later. And nobody threw rocks at us. We weren't threatened with beheading. It's not like that. Transgressing Muslim laws unwittingly, you're going to be met with politeness. if I walked right in there, munching on a ham sandwich and drinking a bottle of beer, cursing Allah, that's different. But they saw I'd made an honest mistake. So anyway, what I do say to you, Thunderfoot, while I won't dispute those photographs, the picture you draw of the Islamic world is actually, factually, wrong. Is that onomatopoeia or was that alliteration? I can't remember. But what you are actually doing is you're showing a picture of Islam, which is, or Muslims, I should say, which has about as much in common with the real thing as a caricature of Little Black Sambo or the most the nastiest gangsta you can imagine has in common with the average African American male. There's a word for that. There's a word for knowingly spreading falsehoods. You're an intelligent man, Thunderfoot. I'll give you that. But somehow I think that you know better, but you're saying it anyway. Think about that. Thank you.